Travelling in these northern lands can be incredibly hazardous. The weather changes very fast. You can go out in the morning and it's sunny and be in these sorts of conditions by the afternoon, making not only picking your route difficult because you can't see the bumps in the terrain, but also navigation. No map can tell me where those danger places are. Only the locals have that information.
I'm in Labrador, sub-Arctic Canada. This is one of the least populated places on Earth. When traders from the Hudson's Bay Company first came here in the 17th century in search of furs, they called it the Barren Lands. This is home to the Innu people, who comprise the Montagnais and Naskapi tribes. But to them, this land of snow and spruce teems with life. These two tribes of the Innu live side by side and share a common culture. My first stop is the hunting wigwam of Daniel Gabriel.
Daniel, bonjour.
He's a highly respected Montagnais hunter and has even guided Pierre Trudeau, the former Canadian Prime Minister, on hunting and fishing expeditions.
Oh, merci.
He offered me my first cup of Labrador tea, an infusion of leaves from a local plant. The Innu swear it keeps colds at bay.
Daniel, je suis très content d'être ici. Merci.
Bienvenue sur le territoire Innu. Je vais te montrer la culture, qu'est-ce qu'on fait, les Innu. Coucher, les caribous.
The Innu way of life is inextricably linked with one of the wonders of the natural world, the migration of 1 million caribou that cross Labrador each year. But in an area of over 1 million square kilometres, finding them is like looking for a needle in a haystack. Francois Mackenzie is one of the last shaman who knows how to locate the caribou.
Quand il n'avait pas un vieux accroché à son tambour, vous voyez, comme une télévision. Tu vois, lui les caribous savaient. Lui aussi, Makouchan, les caribous aussi dansaient. Attendent les chasseurs.
I spent all day with Daniel and his party hunting the herd. They explained to me that the caribou is their principal source of food. When the herd is within reach, they will kill as many as they can. This necessity has taught them to be remarkable marksmen. If they shoot 20 bullets, they'll kill 20 deer. Even at the end of the day, when the conditions deteriorated to near whiteout, they were still just as accurate. For Daniel's great-aunt Philomene, the arrival of the caribou herd means weeks of extra work. While the meat can be left outside to freeze, the skin is prepared for tanning. Any fat on the hide is first removed using a length of copper pipe flattened at one end. Next, the hide is dehaired, while Daniel prepares a traditional Innu delicacy of leg marrow. This provides essential vitamins through the winter months. The caribou is central to the Innu's most important feast, called the Mokashan, a celebration that honours the animal. Respect for all animals is central to Innu beliefs. These bones will be returned to the forest, as it would be disrespectful to leave them just lying around.
왜 그래?
누가 좀 있나?
Traditionally, the Montagnais used all parts of the caribou. If they weren't eating the marrow, then they used the leg bones to fashion dehairing tools like this one. Today, those tools are mostly made from metal. The Montagnais are pragmatic people. They have to be to live in an environment like this one. The motor auger is a far easier way to get to the fresh water trapped under a metre of ice. Their grandparents would have had to chip their way through with an ice chisel. Labrador is one of the most inhospitable places on Earth. In winter, temperatures plumb to minus 60 degrees and snow can drift 5 metres deep. All this and only a few hours of daylight. In summer, it's no better. It swarms with biting black flies and mosquitoes. For most modern Innu, it means staying in their centrally heated homes on the reservations, but not for all. Across the lake from the Montagnais, I set up camp waiting for the arrival of a Naskapi family. These little birds are Canada jays, or some people call them whiskey jacks. Now that name comes from the Naskapi, whiskey chan. But it's also this bird that gives the name to the traditional Naskapi house, whiskey chan chuap, which means whiskey jack's nest, because it's built from little sticks. David and Susan Swapi finally arrive and start building their whiskey chan chuap. The first thing to do is flatten the 6 feet of powder snow into a compact base. It's a family affair. Children are given time off school to preserve the knowledge of the old ways. Once the snow has been packed hard, the young spruce boughs are arranged in a circle to form the floor. Although the Naskapi and Montagnais live side by side and are in most ways similar, their homes can be quite different. The pointed wigwam of the Montagnais contrasts sharply with this shelter. Traditionally, it would be covered with caribou skins, but now they use canvas. They only take about an hour